I met you, the world had just spit me out. On my way to the bottom, sure I'd never be found. Then you saw me for me, made me believe in myself. On the day that I met you, it all turned around. You said close your eyes, don't look down. Fall into me and I'll catch you, darling. We'll dance in the street like nobody's watching. It's just you and me, and the song will repeat in my head, playing over and over. I'm drunk on your voice, high on the moment. I thought for you twice. If that's what you wanted, I'd give you my life, from now till forever. I'm falling in love with you over and over again. Until I had met you, there's no sun in my sky, no mirrors for monsters, and no love in sight. Then you walked down those stairs and I knew my heart wasn't mine. On the day that I met you, my whole world came alive. You said close your eyes, I got you now. Fall into me and I'll catch you, darling. We'll dance in the street like nobody's watching. It's just you and me, and the song will repeat in my head, playing over and over again. I'm falling in love with you. I'm falling in love with you. I'm falling in love with you over and over. I'm falling in love with you over and over. Fall into me and I'll catch you, darling. Let's dance in the streets like nobody's watching. It's just you and me, and the song will repeat in my head, playing over and over. I'm drunk on your voice, high on the moment. I fall for you twice. If that's what you wanted, I'll give you my life, from now till forever. I'm falling in love with you over and over again. Fall into me and I'll catch you, darling. Let's dance in the streets like nobody's watching. It's just you and me, and the song on repeat
Do you
in
give this
our
bride to be
heads.
wed today with the blessing of both her parents?
I do.
Can I get a hand?
Okay. Thank you.
To the friends and family of Alyssa and John, welcome. Thank you for being here to celebrate with us on this day. We celebrate love, commitment, friendship, family, and two people who are in it forever. We gather here today through what grace gives us: the light of the sun, even if it eludes us this day, the radiance of the moon, the splendor of fire, the speed of lightning, the swiftness of wind, the depth of the sea, the stability of the earth, the firmness of rock, and the enduring hope of love. Alyssa and John, as I thought about what I wanted to say here on your wedding day, I was reminded of that Irish prayer. Friends and family, as we gather today, we are here to ask the universe to bless this couple and their future together. In the words of Khalil Gibran, when you love, you should not say, God is in my heart, but rather, I am in the heart of God. And think not you can direct the course of love, for love, if it finds you worthy, directs your course. Love has no other desire but to fulfill itself. Your family and friends are here today to wish you tremendous happiness. But we also trust that you understand that life is richer than happiness, and that the reward for love is the experience of loving. Your fights will be good and bad. There will be days you make a list of all the things the other has done, and then forgive it all, utterly and without restraint, and then go and seek forgiveness in return. Alyssa and John share that special kind of love that happens when a friendship catches fire. We are human and mortal. We are the sum of our weak moments and our strong. No one knows this better than two friends like the couple standing in front of me today. Love is what we all share. It is the great univisor. There are one universal truth, that no matter who we are, where we're from, what we believe, we know this one thing: love is what we're doing right. That's why you both are standing here. That's why all of you are standing here, to watch them here. We have all loved in our lifetimes, and in this moment, we're reminded that the ability to love is the best part of our humanity. And now, Diane, a close friend of the Fenton family and now a friend of mine, will read a passage chosen by the couple.
Alyssa and John and everybody else, this is an Irish blessing. May your mornings bring you joy and your evenings bring peace. May your troubles grow few as your blessings increase. May the saddest day of your future be no worse than the happiest day of your past. May your hands be forever clasped in friendship and your hearts be joined forever in love. Your lives are very special and God has touched you in many ways. May his blessings rest upon you and fill all your coming days. May joy and peace surround you both, contentment latch your door, and happiness be with you now, and God bless you evermore. May you live your life with trust and nurture lifelong affection. May your lifelong dreams come true for you. Move ever that direction.
Thank you, Diane. The commitment made here for Alyssa to choose John and John to choose Alyssa, not only on this day, but every day, is not to be taken lightly. But it should be made and will be made with joy. Alyssa Fenton and John Carvalho, you're about to make your promises to one another. You will live by these vows over the years, investing your time and your love into your commitment to one another. The couple has chosen to recite vows that are personal and meaningful to them. Alyssa, will you share your vow with John and repeat after me?
Yes.
I take you to be my best friend.
Breaking the rules.
I take you to be my best friend, my partner in life, and my one true love.
I take
you to be my best friend,
you to be my best friend,
my partner in life,
my partner in life,
and my one true love.
and my one true love.
I vow to comfort,
I vow to comfort,
encourage, and inspire you
encourage, and inspire you
each day for the rest of my life.
each day for the rest of my life.
I will forever be there to laugh with you,
I will forever be there to laugh with you,
to lift you up when you are down,
to lift you up when you are down,
and to love you unconditionally
and to love you unconditionally
through all the adventures of our life together.
through all the adventures of our life together.
You are my love,
You are my love,
my happiness,
my happiness,
my everything.
my everything.
I love you.
I love you.
John, will you share your vow with Alyssa and repeat after me?
I will.
I take you to be my best friend,
I take you to be my best friend,
my partner in life,
my partner in life,
my one true love.
my one true love.
I vow to comfort,
I vow to-
encourage, and inspire you
I vow to comfort, inspire, and love you
each day for the rest of my life.
each day for the rest of my life.
I will forever be there to laugh with you,
I will forever be there to laugh with you,
to lift you up when you are down,
to lift you up when you are down,
and to love you unconditionally
to love you unconditionally
through all the adventures of our life together.
through all of the adventures of our life together.
You are my love,
You are my love,
my happiness,
my happiness,
my everything.
my everything.
I love you.
I love you.
You fell in love by chance, but you're here today because you're making a choice. If you both come freely to join together in the partnership of marriage, please reply, we do.
We do.
Alyssa and John have chosen to exchange rings with each other. The ring, an unbroken circle without beginning or end, represents the promises you just made to each other. May we have the rings? It is a symbol of unconditional love, much like the love reflected in the eyes of your furry ring bearer, Christoph. These rings remind you of how blessed you are to have one another. John, please place this ring on Alyssa's finger and repeat after me. With this ring, I marry you.
With this ring, I marry you.
I give this ring as a symbol of my vow
I give this ring with a symbol of my vow,
with all that I am
with all that I am
and all that I have,
and all that I have,
I honor you.
I honor you.
Alyssa, please place this ring on John's finger and repeat after me. With this ring, I marry you.
With this ring, I marry you.
I give this ring as a symbol of my vow.
I give this ring as a symbol of my vow.
And with all that I am
And with all that I am
and all that I have,
and all that I have,
I honor you.
I honor you.
You've exchanged vows and the gift of rings as a promise of your love and commitment. By the power vested in me by the Commonwealth of Virginia, I now pronounce you husband and wife. May mercy, peace, and love be yours in abundance. You may now kiss the bride.
You look at it. Absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
All right, to your loved ones gathered here, I am proud to present for the first time Alyssa and John, husband and wife.
There goes my heart beating, 'cause you are the reason I'm losing my sleep. Please come back now. And there goes my mind racing, and you are the reason that I'm still breathing. I'm hopeless now. Climb every mountain, swim every ocean, just to be with you. Fix what I broke. Oh, 'cause I need you to see that you are the reason. There goes my hand shaking, and you are the reason. My heart keeps bleeding, and I need you now. And if I could turn back the clock, I'd make sure the light defeated the dark. I'd spend every hour of every day keeping you safe, and I'd climb every mountain and swim every ocean just to be with you and fix what I've broken. Oh, 'cause I need you.
Welcome, everybody. My name's Rick Fenton, and my oldest daughter, Alyssa, just married John. If I can have a moment of personal privilege, I want to make 3 announcements. One, Ruth Block is here, who is a mother, a grandmother, and a great-grandmother to many people in this room. So thank you for coming up from Arkansas. It's terrific. Secondly, Bob and Diane Mitch are here, and they were both Alyssa and Megan's guardians until she was 18, and she's Megan's godparents and really de facto godparents for Alyssa too. So thank you for coming. And then finally, if you hear any catcalling from the back during my short remarks, it'll be probably Bob Miller, who is married to Elaine, who have probably been my best friends since we met at WVU in the mid-60s. 56 years. 56 years I've known these two people, so thank you for coming too. Now to the task at hand. There's a song in the musical, Sound of Music, which paraphrased asks, how do you identify and instruct a free spirit initiate in the lessons of life? Things like, how do you make her stay and listen to what you say? How do you hold a wave upon the sand? How do you hold a moonbeam in your hand? How do you catch a cloud and pin it down? So in the case presented to us today, how do you find a word that means a listener? Gentle, wild, a riddle, a headache, an angel, maybe all these combined into one terrific young woman. But how did she evolve into this spectacular girl? Was it reading with a flashlight under her bed covers hours past her bedtime since she was 3? Was it after flirting with becoming a paleontologist at age 4, deciding she wanted to be a veterinarian and not wavering from that since age 5? Was it this stalwart direction a result of 12-hour miniature golf outings every year since she was 6 with Dad at the beach? Was it the many years in scouting with her mom, Kathy, exploring and nearly achieving a gold award? Or was it in the British Highlands near Scotland on her semester abroad that gave her a country mouse perspective rather than a city mouse? Well, maybe it was the love of music, orchestra, and the violin. Well, probably not the violin. Or singing, but she still bats out themes from Les Miserables, Temptations, and a host of others while she's mowing her fields in Mannequin Sabbath. Or was it getting her first dog, Shovis, and having him jump gate heights higher than any required in her agility competitions today, which led her to get her chiropractic degree, thinking back to Shovis and all those sore joints that she now helps realign with other dogs. Only a couple more pages. Was it again Shovis who got to wear her graduate vet cap the day she graduated from Virginia Tech, and thus solidified the name of her shovel and shelty business venture? Or is it, rather than was it, flashing that wonderful Julia Roberts smile, planning the 15, 20 or more agility trials for the Shelty gang, led by Aria, our official ring bearer Christoph and Copilot? Dreaming of writing her own novels or becoming a Richmond movie critic?
I didn't remember that one.
He does.
I found something new.
And maybe these diverse characteristics that can still manifest themselves as flighty as a feather, unpredictable as weather. Is it, at the core of it, meeting and getting to know, learning to love John, only known to me as her yard guy? That completed this complex human into one that makes our hearts laugh and smile. Here's a quote. The only reason you see him so much around here, Dad, is he barters services for a agility lesson. Sure, Alyssa. Now I know the truth. In the final analysis, then, she is gentle as all the animals she finds, protects, and treats. So from Kathy, from Mom, Megan and Doug, Dean and Isla, please lift your glasses in a toast to Alyssa and John Carvalho. Here.
You can do it.
I'll give it my best shot. Okay, so there's a lot of people here, obviously, that I don't know me. My name is Jim, and no, I am not the father of the groom. Okay? So I actually met both John and Alyssa through dog agility. And when I first saw Alyssa running a dog, I turned to my wife and said, "Wow, what a great junior handler." And then shortly after that, someone said, well, you know, she's a vet. And I said, what a great junior handler and a child prodigy. I mean, over the years, you know, she just doesn't seem to age. And it was just something that I just couldn't grasp onto. Why, how could that be so? Well, I learned the answer to that riddle yesterday when I met her mother, Kathy, who obviously passed on all those age-defying genes.
Yes.
Good job, Kathy. Now, I do have to tell a few stories about Alyssa. One of the first times I went out in any social kind of thing with Alyssa was after an agility trial. We went to Texas Roadhouse for dinner. Okay, we had all been running agility all day, and so we went to have dinner. And Alyssa proceeded to order a full rack of ribs. Now, at the time, I didn't think anything of it because my wife and I do that all the time, and we take half of it home and have a meal another day. But when I looked over at Alyssa's plate, the bones were picked clean. She consumed everything that was on the plate, and I was truly amazed. Thinking maybe this was just a one-time thing, maybe she hadn't had lunch or whatever, I just went on with it, and I proceeded to see that behavior repeated many times afterwards. And one of the most memorable ones, we went to a Southern-style buffet, a restaurant she had never been to before. So she gets her tray and goes down the line, and the tray it's got no space. You can't see anything on it, and I think things were double stacked on it. And I thought to myself, well, I guess she's trying to see what she really likes, because she's never eaten there before. Well, she liked it all. She cleaned up everything that was on her tray, and to top it off, she then turns to Paisley and says, "Are you going to finish that banana pudding?" So I wondered, how can someone of this size consume that much? Well, I think I got it figured out. She is like a human dynamo. I mean, her metabolism must be off the charts. I mean, this woman puts her heart and all of her energy into everything she does. You see her run agility. She doesn't just run it for fun. She runs it to win it, and she trains really hard. And she is an intense competitor. She's kind of like the Energizer Bunny, only a little bit taller. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, now John, when I first met John, he had 2 dogs. My, how things have changed, John. His number of canine dependents has increased by, I think, about a factor of 5 right now. Is that about right, John? Yeah. And that's not even counting the cats. But he's handling it really well, I think. So John, I see as someone who is kind of more laid back. And he's a very practical sort of person. I think of him as the get-her-done guy. You know, he sees something that needs to be done, and he does it. He works to try to make their ideas materialize and their many adventures run smoothly. And he knows stuff, and he knows how to fix stuff. And Alyssa, on the other hand, she knows animals and knows how to fix them. And that is a fantastic combination, wouldn't you say? I mean, really. That is just awesome. Now, one thing about John is sometimes he's a man of too few words. They know what's coming. Okay. So John comes up to me one day shortly after the engagement was announced, and he says, "Hey Jim, will you stand with me at the wedding?" And I said, "Sure, John, I'd be happy to." And that was kind of the end of that. It was never mentioned again. And about a few weeks ago, we were at a trial. Fortunately, we were at a trial together. And Alyssa is showing me a picture of Christoph, her favorite, of course, with his little bow tie, and it has a little ribbon hanging down where the rings are supposed to go. And John says to me, "You're going to have to get those rings from Christoph." And I said, "Why me?" He says, well, that's your job. Well, now I'm concerned that I didn't really understand everything he was asking me. So rather than go to John, because it might be somewhat of an awkward conversation, I decided to go to the one person who seems to know everything, Paisley. I said, "Paisley, you're the maid of honor, aren't you?" She says, "Yes." I said, "Well, who's the best man?" She says, "Well, I think you are." And Alyssa was in earshot, and she says, "Yes, that's right, you are, and you have to make a speech." Okay? So here I am, doing the best I can with it. Okay. Thank you. So, one of the things you're probably wondering, as I have too, is why me? Why did they ask me to be the best man? So I gave it some thought, and this is what I've come up with. I think that Alyssa really wanted Christoph to be that best man. And John says, "No, I want somebody who's going to make me look good and younger." Okay. So as best man, I figured I should try to think of something to give him that would have some lasting effect. And my original thought was gift certificates to the tattoo parlor. But I figured that might create a little bit of friction as they're trying to decide what to say on the tattoo, and most importantly, where the tattoo should go. So I decided instead to go with a piece of advice, which I have accumulated from my many years of marriage. And that is, if you're not asked for your opinion, keep it to yourself. Okay? Now you may think that's an easy thing to do, but it isn't. There'll be those times you'll be saying, "Oh, I really want to say something about this." Just don't. Just zip it and let it go. Oh yeah, I know, I've got that feeling sometimes too. Okay, so I just want to say that I have been honored to be part of this wedding. John and Alyssa are just two of the nicest people I know. And they're obviously well matched. They love each other, and they're so compatible with each other. And they share the love of dogs and love of agility. And so what I wish them is a life together filled with love and joy, and agility runs filled with cues. Yes. Congratulations, John and Alyssa.
Full disclosure, I did not prepare for this because work is crazy, so it's gonna be a little while. No, I'm just kidding. So, where do I begin? Obviously, I begin with Alyssa. years ago now? I don't know. I think I've known her since 2007 when my cat got sick, but then we probably became close around 2012. And because that same cat, after her original kidney crisis, went through something else weird, because if it could go wrong, it did go wrong. So then, I somehow ended up with her phone number, and we were texting, and we're, kind of driving, and I go, hey, you run dogs, right? Do you have to own a dog to run agility, or can you run somebody else's dog? And she's like, oh no, you can run somebody else's dog. I've got one I've been wanting to start for years. Fast forward, almost 10 years now. I have been training with Alyssa. I've now acquired 3 dogs of my own, along with all of hers, because they are practically my fur children as well. And it's been a fantastic ride. So many emotions and so many things come into that. So many road trips, so many times it would just be throw the dogs in the car. Do we have everything we need? Well, as long as we've got the dogs and leashes, we're good. We can figure everything else out, but we need the dogs and the leashes. So at least one trip a month for the last 7 years, because I officially started competing in 2015. At least one road trip a month with Alyssa and then the dogs, and poor Lawrence had all the other dogs that were not competing stuck at our house. Which could range anywhere from 3 to 9, and then Brenda started taking on some, so then it got a little bit lighter. But then let's see. So yes, many years, and so much bonding, and then John shows up on the scene, and I got that same story. Barter's agility. Barter's yard services for agility. He just wants to keep his equipment here. Yeah. I don't have room in my yard. I need your yard, right? Okay. All right. I'm not buying it, but okay. All right. And then, as agility is, you learn it's a big social community, and everybody is friends with everyone, and so then it was nothing for John to be traveling with us, and then Kendall over here was traveling with us, and it was like a group party going to trials, and it was a lot of fun. And obviously I got to know John better as we've been traveling together, and then I'm like, something's up. Something's up. And then she's like, I get this text that had been clearly written for a very long time, and we just hadn't sent the text, and I just have to tell you something. No, I already knew that. I knew that. But it's okay. I knew you had to tell me in your time. And so then, obviously, once the cat was out of the bag, everything has just become so much better, and John has enhanced our agility trips. 4-man drives us everywhere now. Has to put up with both of us. Lawrence dodges that bullet. Lawrence only used to have to put up with it on vacation, where it was Alyssa and I and the rafters, and Lawrence is just packing the car. So he has to stay quiet and pack the car.
My life has gotten a lot easier.
Yeah, poor John. And as John and I like to joke, everyone stole it. If it's missing, we immediately go to someone stole it. Somebody stole it. But there's far too many stories to tell. Obviously, Alyssa and I are extremely close, and having John in her life has only enhanced her personality. I feel she's, wonderfully caring person, and it's nice to see her be able to share that emotion with another human so closely. It is, because she loves everyone, but you can visibly see it between the two of them. And it's really nice to see. Last year at the beach, we're going to the beach next week, and last year at the beach, after a lot of day drinking, which I don't do, we had a bit of a meltdown, and I go, but Megan's gonna be your maid of honor. So obviously I knew what was on the horizon. And so I get to split it with Megan. And so I don't know what else to say, but I do love you both. Thank you for letting me do this.
But I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be a part of this. My name is Megan, and I'm Alyssa's sister. First, thank you to everyone who has helped make today so special. Mom, Dad, John, Alyssa, Brenda, Paisley, Gretchen, Shayna, and everyone else. Thank you guys. As many of you may know, even from a young age, Alyssa and I have been very different. She always gravitated towards animals, whether it was collecting worms, playing with locusts, caring for her little lizards. Someone was named Friar Tuck, and I don't know who it was, but it was okay. I was trying to remember, and I was like, Mom, who was Friar Tuck? And she couldn't remember. But they had very unique names. She loved riding horses and taking care of our original Sheltie, who my dad talked about Shabbos. Her passion for animals continued to grow as she pursued her animal science degree and ultimately her doctorate of veterinary medicine. During that time, she also got her first dog, Eden, and began to dream of owning Shetland Shelties. I, on the other hand, was not so into insects or horses. I spent my time in dance class, playing my oboe, and eventually got my master's to work with children with speech and language and feeding challenges. I left Virginia and moved to New York City, and Alyssa continued to provide my parents with many, many grand dogs. While moving around Virginia and finally settling in Richmond, I alternatively became a city dweller, got married, and had 2 kiddos, Dean and Isla. I say all this because while Alyssa and I'm gonna cry, are inherently different, the past year and a half has been so special, Alyssa, and it's only brought us a lot closer and more connected. And it's made me so excited and happy to have had this time together, planning your wedding. I have loved being even more involved in your life and spending time with John and more of your friends and developing our relationship even further. Okay, now I'm gonna pull it together for Okay.
Sorry, am I gonna pay for the what? It's white linen.
Okay, now to John. When I received several missed calls and texts from Alyssa in the fall of 2020, I couldn't help but be concerned given the state of the world at that time. But as soon as I heard her voice, I heard something different, not concern, but happiness. She shared how she had met someone and was in a relationship. I was so ecstatic for her. I always hoped that someday she would meet someone who loved animals as much as she did. Her joy was so apparent, and I think I must have called her like 10 times in the next few days just wanting to hear more. She like ignored me.
You're probably didn't build yourself.
I first met John on our way to a Frankie Valli concert with my parents and Alyssa. His love for her was immediately apparent, and they were so happy together. John was so kind and tolerant of my 100 questions about who he was, his love story, and his love for my sister. That same weekend, he also taught Dean, my 4-year-old New York City kiddo, how to power wash a house, which was a huge hit. My husband Doug was also very happy to discover they are both Giants fans. John, thank you for loving my sister so very much and for all you do that's above and beyond for my parents. John and Alyssa, I am beyond excited for you to begin your life of love. You are both so devoted, kind, generous, and caring, and I know you're going to have many, many years of happiness together. Please raise your glass. Here's to the happy couple.
Here, here.
Take it. If she gives you her heart, don't you break it. Let your arms be a place she feels safe in. She's the best thing that you'll ever have. She always has trouble falling asleep, and she likes to cuddle while under the sheets. She loves pop songs and dancing and bad trash TV. There's still a few other things. She loves love notes and babies and likes giving gifts, has a hard time accepting a good compliment. And she loves her whole family and all of her friends. So if you're the one she lets in,